Good morning, my beautiful people. Another day, another dollar. Welcome back
Yup.
to the hashtag Guy Thoughts podcast.
Hashtag Guy Thoughts!
You know what I'm saying? So episode 1 is in the books. We're now on episode 2. Special guest coming in episode 3. We told you, we're telling you here, we're telling you now. Special guest coming out for episode 3. Of course, you have Ricky Villegas, you have me, Wesley Andrew, you have Luke Hossiter, you have Victor Navarro, all in the building, but not in the building at the same time. You know, we're together in spirit, that kind of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Safety.
So I'm just going to come out and say right away, this is kind of a dark time for everyone. There's a lot of things going on right now in the world and in personal lives too, that it's going to affect everyone. And I'm seeing people being brought together like I've seen people being brought together in ways that I've never seen it before, which I guess is a good thing. So I just kind of jump from that thing to a good thing. But I don't know. I just wanted to briefly touch on the whole George Floyd thing, because I think it would be disrespectful not to at least mention it when it's so ever present in the media. I think we should just touch on it. So I don't know, how you guys holding up? How you guys feeling? I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday or the day before. So how you guys feeling about it?
Feeling angry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching some clips on it from the news maybe 2-3 nights ago. I was punching stuff and cussing and just yelling and mad because I was how does someone even kill someone just so nonchalantly? I'm yeah, it had me pissed off, bro. And I think the biggest thing is how, especially a lot of people over here, everything's about what people say and no actions. You know, everyone's oh, my condolences to such and such family and da-da-da, but there's no actions that get put behind it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Victor, can you tell everyone what you told me about the move that he used?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, so in the UFC, MMA is the biggest contact sport in the world. They have a bunch of different moves, since there's a bunch of different types of martial arts, and so there's a lot of different chokeholds. And that chokehold, I don't know the name of it, but that chokehold where the knee is at the back of someone's neck is illegal in the UFC. Yeah, because there's this huge, I don't know if it's an artery or whatever it is, a blood vessel that's right here, and it can kill someone within a few minutes. So that's why it's illegal, because it's if you have someone in that chokehold, someone can die within a few minutes. And it was shown with George Floyd, because the officer had that pressure. George was saying there's tingling in my body, or I don't know the exact quote, but he was saying that he was starting to not feel things. And it's a prime example of what that chokehold can do. So very dangerous.
Luke, where are you at with the whole thing?
Yeah, I think when I first heard about it, I think part of me just kind of felt numb to it. I feel like there's so much stuff happening in the world right now, and even just in my personal life, that it was just hard to not to care, but it was hard to kind of feel, about it, because I just felt almost part of me was I don't want to deal with this right now. I can't. Yeah. I don't want to deal with something else to feeling sad about. But I think I definitely just do feel sad. I feel it just shows the amount of ignorance that is still in the world, and that makes me more sad, because it's I think a lot of times, at least for me, it's just really easy to be it's fine until the next thing happens, and the next thing is exposed. And then you just realize very temporarily the level of ignorance that's around us. Then we go back to being more ignorant, because then we just kind of numb out to that in the future, so I think that part makes me sad too, because I think there definitely needs to be a lot of change. And it's just upsetting that we're in 2020 and that stuff like this is still going on. We still are at that level that we haven't changed it.
Yeah. What about you, Ricky? Where you
I
at?
don't know. I think it's definitely really, really sad. Like it was just very disappointing that like we just see a very repetitive thing happening with police brutality. But like during the video, I was like watching it. It was just like it brought an anger in me out, and like what made me even more angry was during the video you could see a paramedic come up to like check the guy's pulse.
Yep.
And like it just I don't know why, but like that literally just like hit like different, I guess. Like just seeing that like he just checked the pulse, and then like you could tell. I know paramedics are like smart when it comes to like heartbeats and whatnot, so like you could tell that like the guy just didn't care that the guy was on the floor. So like I was like super furious that like that happened. But like yeah, you guys kind of like already spoke. Like this, it's just insane. I don't know, it's just insane to like see this stuff happen.
Yeah, I do also want to add that, but I'll preface it with that, like, I respect police officers, and like, there's a lot of good cops out there, and they, do protect us.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, cops are first responders. They're equal with firefighters and paramedics, and their first response should be, how can I save people? And then, try to enforce the law. So when it comes to, hey, this person, might be having some situation right now, I feel like their first priority should be making sure that they're healthy and okay, and then trying to figure out if they broke the law or not. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I feel you guys. I don't know. It's a crazy time we live in, and I think I was talking about like how each era of social justice has seen a different. I mean, first there was the fight to free slaves.
Yep.
And there was the fight to do Jim Crow, to just be separate but equal, which of course was not equal.
Yeah.
Then there was to make it separate, to make it together and equal, to integrate, to destroy segregation. And now we're our generation, our fight is police brutality and the discrimination that we kind of face. So I think it's just important that we talk about these things and use our platform as a way to do good. So, so moving on from that, I mean, we could talk about it for a long time. I feel like, if that's not necessarily the point of this episode. So we're going to talk about quarantine today. Today's the quarantine episode. I mean, it's the other big thing going on in our lives right now is quarantine. So we have a couple questions. I've worked them in the wrong order, but it's all good because I know what the order is. So first question, how's life during quarantine just in general? How is life? How are we holding up? Like, in just being separate, being not able to see each other. How are you holding up, people?
I miss coming with the homies, to be honest, just,
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I feel like me, like if I was in 7th grade, I'd be chilling because like I was like super lazy and like I had nothing better to do with life. But like, I don't know, life during quarantine is just boring, and like we could be doing so much, the four of us just hanging out. Like we already had like so many like adventures, like doing stuff, and I don't know, just quarantine sucks. It sucks.
Very true. Hold up, real quick. You were lazy in 7th grade?
Yes, I was very lazy in 7th grade.
Because my brother's like a year or two younger than you, and he's like missing his friends and like even like trying to like go out and keep
straight
himself
up
entertained.
At my house 24/7 playing video games. That was my joint in middle school, bro. I'm completely different from middle school me to me now. Like
You never hung out with like Cameron or anything?
If we did, we would be playing video games. I'm telling you, dog. I was a completely different person when I was in middle school. I've changed a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Well,
just missing the homies.
Yeah, just missing the homies.
I think we're all on the same page there.
It's summer right now for me, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing better to do. Like school's.
What about that income, that cash flow, like Cashola?
Bro, oh my gosh, I miss my work so much. I'm not gonna lie, like it's so fun. Not saying that like I mess around or anything. I'm just like like coworkers and whatnot. They're hella chill. Shout out Blue Line Pizza though. Bomb pizza. Really good pizza.
Sponsor.
Sponsor me.
what were you doing there?
I
Were
was
you a
I was
waiter?
takeout, so if you called the place, you'd hear my beautiful voice phone, and I'd be like, "Yo, what's up? What kind of pizza you need?"
Yeah, I remember
What you need, boss?
Yeah, I remember me and Big Bird called and we got a pizza from you that one time.
Yes, you did. That
Shouts
Yeah.
to Big Bird.
that
Shouts to
one
Big
time.
Bird.
Shouts
Yup,
out Big
yup.
Bird. Hey,
Hey,
Ron.
Wait, do
We
multiple
gotta have him
people
on the show for sure.
multiple
Yeah.
people work takeout? Like, do multiple people take calls?
Yeah, usually it's 2 to 3 people, but if it's a Sunday, it's usually just me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would work behind on the phone, and then when people didn't want to like stay in, they would come to me. So then I would put in their order, and then send it to the kitchen. I'd have to go in the kitchen, bring it out, and yeah.
That's kind of dope. I like that.
When
Yeah.
was the last day you worked?
I think it was sometime in February. I think it was like February, like 22nd, something like that. I don't know.
Since February, we're in May now.
Yeah, I haven't worked in like 2 months. My work did text me though. They were like, "Hey, we're starting like life is starting to get like a little bit slowly back to normal.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you wanted to work." I was like, "I have nothing better to do. I will gladly work because I would rather be making money than do nothing all day."
Yeah. Yep, I feel you. Anyone else? How holding up during quarantine? How holding up?
I can go. Man, life during quarantine, it feels like it was super boring at first, and then just like a bunch of stuff happened, like with my family, and like just some like health problems that my grandpa's been having, and so I feel like that kind of threw everything into like, I don't know, like chaos, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like it was just like, because I don't really, like before I was like so bored that like, yeah, like I had basically nothing to do. Well, I had things to do. I just put those off until the last minute. But like now it's like just that emotional like ride has made like, it seems like every day like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely miss like the support of like, not that like you guys haven't been there for me and like other people, but like I miss that like one-on-one, you know, like
Physical
time,
human
like
interaction.
yeah, like that physical like
I feel
support.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah, it just feels like weirder, you know, like it doesn't feel
Genuine.
natural. Yeah, like genuine, like, you know, that it doesn't feel right.
that. Yeah.
And then just like work and school, because I do work from home. So, you know, like just trying to figure out when I get stuff done, because like my boss will ask for something, but I don't work official hours.
Mhm.
So I like actually have to like have time management, and I don't.
Shout out to Cardiff.
I worked remote before quarantine several summers in a row, and it's like online school is hard because it's even harder because you're getting paid like kind of regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Exactly.
like homework you have to get it done and you need it to advance. You're gonna get paid regardless whether if you're working remote. So you could just be like, I'll do it later.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta like motivate yourself. Yeah.
it's
Luke.
not easy.
Luke, are you like Ricky where you play video games all day also?
I was
Not
at the
have to throw
beginning.
me under the bus like that. That was too.
Bruh.
We love you, Ricky.
Collecting.
Least I'm at home.
But it was at the beginning for sure. Like I literally like maybe a week into quarantine spent $20 on the Breath of the Wild expansion pass. But because I was like, I probably racked up like 20-30 hours in like the first 2 weeks. But I think after that, I don't know what it is. It's like maybe my laziness has gotten so bad that I can't interact with the controller anymore without feeling like it's work. But I feel like all I do now is just watch Netflix, especially Avatar.
I've been watching hecka movies.
Oh yeah, because you finished Avatar.
I
forgot.
That's all I gotta say.
yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So, Victor, you are still working too, right?
Yup. Yeah,
How's
for
that?
me, most of quarantine has been, I'd say like 75% the same, because most of my daily schedule involves like school, and then working, and then like I'll exercise as well. It was like the big three things, like before and during quarantine. I don't know, like I'm still able to hang out with my dogs. I still like exercise. It's gone down a little bit just because of laziness, but like most of it I've been able to keep on going. Like homework is tough because again I'm not motivated, but like most of it I've been able to have a good schedule going. Like I get it all done before the weekends, so I'm not like doing 2 weeks in one. Like I'll hang out with my family. I'll call people. Like I keep myself in touch with you guys and other friends. So most of it's been nice. I feel like I've been able to keep myself from getting like, I don't know, into this hole of just darkness that a lot of people go into during quarantine. So I've been able to keep myself pretty sane.
How's work going?
It's been good. There honestly hasn't been any difference since like
Tell me what you
quarantine. Yeah, so I'm a respite worker, which is like someone who I don't know the exact description, but it's like you hang out with like someone with special needs and you like help them if they have homework or if they have like other extracurriculars that they are doing, or just to like hang out, go for walks, play games, do puzzles, like anything. I think it's under the same like government umbrella of like a home nurse, someone who like goes to like a senior citizen's house to like help them out with stuff like that. This is a lot more casual though, and it's like he's honestly just a friend that's like in the simplest form. So like recently we finished 2 1,000 piece puzzles.
Dang.
So that was pretty impressive.
Shouts to
like,
you.
Go for walks, and like he introduced me to this game. I forget it, but it's like Mortal Kombat. It's pretty sick.
Oh.
So yeah, just a lot of like chill stuff. It's nice. It's also like people to interact with because I'm technically an essential worker. So it's like the family I go to. It's like the kid who I work with, and then there's a dad and like sister there. So like there's also more human interaction. So it's like nice being able to like talk to other people and just like catch up and stuff. Because we'll like eat dinner together and just like conversate. So it's nice.
Free meals.
True, bro. Literally fire meals, my dude. Fire meals. I literally like eat like entire plates full when I'm over there. Like, you guys don't even understand. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh my god.
If Victor's this wild about food, like, you know, it's good.
Literally some of the most exquisite steak I've ever had. Also, bison burgers.
Ooh.
Grilled onions, bacon, cheese,
I had
ketchup.
I had bison jerky before. It was really good.
Yeah, it's
Bison meat is.
beautiful. Yeah, it's
That's
up
what-
there.
I don't want to say this because I feel like I'm gonna come off. Do bison live in the United States?
Yes. This is
Okay.
what like the Native Americans.
Yeah, Native
were
Americans
having.
did, right? I didn't want to just say that and be like, hello. They're just like, oh yeah, Native Americans, they eat bison, right? It's like, no, I don't know that. But they do live in the United States. Yeah, they eat bison, right? They hunted them down.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like bison and buffalo are the same thing, right? I might be wrong. But
Not sure.
I
I might put
I'm
an
not sure
answer.
either.
I'll
Hold
put an
on.
answer on the screen for the video, the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll figure that out.
Yeah, they in the U.S. though.
They're so Native Americans definitely ate bison at some point. Also ate buffalo. Buffalo also is really good. You have a mom the other day made buffalo chicken taquitos, like buffalo chicken sauce with chicken and wrapped in a cooked tortilla.
Yeah. Fuego.
So fire. So fire.
Yeah. Bro, one of these days we should all like be eating a meal as we do this.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
you were
no,
gonna say,
well, I mean,
we should all just one day just eat a bison. I was like, whoa, like chill pill.
No, yeah, we'll have a food episode. We'll have a couple food episodes, and we'll just be eating.
Those will be
Are we
Victor's
turning into
favorite
BuzzFeed?
episodes.
Huh?
Worth it winner.
What's up?
BuzzFeed. Oh, I don't know.
What?
Yeah, you know, on BuzzFeed how they have that one like TV series where they have those three guys that just go and try out food, like the cheapest food and then the most expensive,
Oh,
and then
I've heard of that.
I
before.
remember watching 2 Chains eat like golden chicken wings.
yeah, golden chicken wings.
Didn't they taste the exact same?
I think a little metallic.
I
but
could not tell you because I did not eat them.
They're like 10,000
They're-
bucks.
Yeah.
10,000. Oh my God.
Anyway.
That's crazy, man.
So, I have an interesting question. I'm doing all right. I hate school. I've always hated school.
True.
Doesn't. I
True.
don't think anyone likes school.
True.
There are people. There are those. They're lucky.
That's true.
I'm gonna probably I like some of my classes. Like I like my sociology class. It's kind of work load because you just read like 30 to 40 pages every
Mhm.
week. But you know, it's interesting. It keeps me. It's actually pretty fun reading. It's not like it's dense, but it's not too dense to where you can't understand it.
Keeps you entertained.
Yeah, it's not like just droning on mindlessly for hours, and it's not like so much you can't focus. So it's good. Photography is kind of stressful because there's like a lot that has to get done, and I always put it off to like the last day or the day before.
Mhm.
Yep. I feel that.
My history class, I have a term project due. Not even term, because it's a term project in a sense. And it is killing me. I have barely started, and I just don't know what I'm doing, and I can never find the time to get started, and I just end up watching Avatar, getting too stressed out. I don't know. So, other than that, though, I'm doing fine. Like, once I get started, I can get some work done, but it's just getting started is the hard part. But other than that, I'm doing all right. I am watching a lot of Avatar because I am in love with the show now. Like I knew I liked it before, that's why I started watching it.
Mhm.
No show since The Walking Dead has kept my attention for so. I watched like probably like 6 to 8 episodes yesterday. I'm like, dude, I'm
Ooh.
watching so much of that mess.
Did you know the Avatar hit #1 TV series on Netflix
Yeah.
after releasing from now to 15 years when it used to be on Netflix as well?
Really?
Yeah, it was. I was like, not surprised. It's a phenomenal TV.
How many
Amazing
minutes
show.
per episode?
20.
Like
It's
20, yeah.
That's why it's like so easy because like The Walking
Oh,
Dead, you have to dedicate an entire hour to watching an episode, and you just you don't always have an hour.
And
to
like
watch.
90% of it is just like dialogue and people walking. It's like,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's not
So-
interesting. That's why I kind of
oh well,
fell
you talking about
off.
The Walking Dead? The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah,
That
I'm
Walking
talking
Dead.
about.
Well, yeah, season 2 is season 2 is so slow. I was watching it with Nathan,
Mhm.
my youngest brother, and he's watching it for the first time, and I went back and watched it with him, and he's on season 2. So slow, dude. So slow. So, other than that though, I'm someone who has a lot of interests. Like I do photography, music, videography, writing, and I have a PS4, so I never really run out of things to do. The problem is I never run out of things to do, so I never am like so bored that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just do homework now.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I
You know
gotta
it's bad.
always force myself to do homework. But
What's the project supposed to be on?
it is on a Supreme Court case, which I got to choose, that fundamentally changed future court cases. So we have to analyze what it was, what the court decision was, and how it changed court cases in the future. And it's actually not that long. It's only 1,500 words, which is
Oh, it's not bad.
Which case did you choose?
Batson versus Kentucky, which is a court case where a man was tried for burglary who was definitely innocent, and there's a thing called voir dire. I got it right. Voir dire, where you basically you can rule out jurors, like people that like apply to the jury, if they're like have like a bias or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they ruled out all the black jurors and there was a black man that was tried, and so had an all-white jury, and he's found guilty, and they took it to the Supreme Court of Kentucky, and they took it to the National Supreme Court, and then they overturned it, and they said, hey, you can't just kick people out for their race, basically. So Yeah, so that was I the problem is there's like no information on his arrest or like what happened to him.
Mhm.
He just kind of says, "Oh yeah, he was tried of like it's like two sentences. Like he was tried of burglary, and he was. It doesn't even tell me what he was sentenced to. So, and that's like a big part of the essay is like writing on the initial arrest. So I got to do some more research, but I'll get it done. I can always take another history class if I fail, but I don't want to. But anyway,
Imagine if your history teacher is just listening into this podcast right now.
oh god, yeah. I mean, if my history teacher's listening to this, then like that's a good sign because it means we've expanded.
Yeah.
Um,
Homies.
Anyway,
Yep.
next question. At the behest, which I think is the right word, I'm not sure, of Ricky, have you hit up anybody during quarantine? And we don't just mean like have you texted anybody.
I have not.
You have not.
Oh,
I've not.
spicy.
I'm not that type of person.
Come on now, yes you are. You're
I
absolutely.
used to be. I will admit.
Like
I
6
used
months
to be
ago.
that person, but I am not that man anymore.
I'm actually
No, I
kind of
have not.
surprised.
I'm surprisingly not on my phone a lot. I'm 90% watching
on the Xbox.
Yeah, on the Xbox pretty much, either playing 2K or playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not hit up anyone during quarantine. Yeah.
Next
Good
we're gonna go
answer.
to Victor.
Good answer.
Next we're gonna hit up Victor. What you doing? Have you hit up anybody?
Nah, definitely not. Yeah, a lot of it ended it. Like a lot of the relationships ended like on bad terms. So yeah, that's all.
Just growl.
Someone's
So, yeah.
stomach just made it.
Whose stomach was that?
loud.
That was
Oh my
mine.
gosh.
I haven't had lunch yet. Okay, I'm very hungry.
Dude, you just hear, no, I have not. I was like, whoa, what the heck? I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but then Wesley brought it up. I was like, oh, might as well. Heck of funny, bro. I swear.
All right, Luke. Have you hit up anybody?
I have not.
You lied.
No, I
You
really
lied. That's cap.
haven't.
That's
I
cap.
haven't. I swear.
Hey, but like, God is the only witness here, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
No, I swear. Like, assuming
From him.
assuming you have to keep in mind, I don't know the definition of 90% of the things you guys say, but assuming I understand the definition of hit somebody up correctly, then no, I have not.
Interesting.
Yeah, because like I've like kept in touch with a bunch of people, male and
Yeah.
female, and like have been chilling with them. But in terms of like trying to get to a certain base or something like that, nah.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I've definitely hit up, like, talked to females, but I haven't. Yeah.
Now the question
Okay.
is, Wesley, how about
Wesley
you, brother?
said,
Yeah, Wesley said.
3, 4, 5.
I think 2 or 3.
We got Tiffany, Stephanie,
No,
Heffany.
like that. Anthony. Damn. Yeah, like 2 or 3 different people. One of them, I'm trying to figure out how much I can say. I talked to somebody, and they told me more background about this person,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh snap! I am definitely not texting them again." Like, oh, I mean, Victor knows what I'm talking about. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
100%. Because we've hung out with them.
No, it's don't.
Oh.
We've hung out with a lot of people.
You just, ooh.
We've hung out with a lot of
Don't
people.
just stop talking.
That's-
Just stop.
Wait, now I know. Now I know who you're talking
I know-
about. It
now
took
I know
me-
who you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
I know
as
who
well.
you're talking about.
Well, okay, it makes
Stop
sense. if you
talking,
guys
Victor. Stop talking.
know.
Yeah, so I made a mistake there. I'm not gonna say anything else about the other people I've talked to, but yeah, let's just say I've not been.
Were they all female?
Yes, of course. Okay.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Anyway, that was a great question. That was hilarious.
It was. It is a good question.
Shouts to Ricky for coming up with that question.
Big
And
brain.
shouts to Psych. You're not gonna get that name from me.
Oh. Name dropping.
Name dropping. So last question here, and we can just go on about this for a while.
Mhm.
What's keeping you entertained during this quarantine?
2K. 100%. Playing 2K.
Ricky's a
Flight
simple
Reacts. Shout out Flight Reacts.
Man. There you
I don't
go.
know. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's popping off right now. He is stupid funny. He's hilarious, but like he's so funny because he's dumb. Like he's just straight up dumb. Like if you watch his
Like
YouTube
Beetlejuice?
videos, if you hear him like if you hear him talk, you understand how dumb he is. But like I still love him, you know, Flight Team stand up, No. But like he is hilarious. I love everything about him. And all the catchphrases he has. Yeah. 2K and Flight Reacts have been the things that have been keeping me going through quarantine. Same with watching movies, but
What's your favorite movie so far?
that I've watched or just in general.
Or you can answer both, but I was asking for quarantine.
For quarantine, The Big Short, which is a movie about how the economy failed back in 2008 when
Yes, I've watched it.
yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
It's crazy.
That's so far been my favorite movie because it's like it's talking about the economy, how it failed back in like 2000. I think it was 2008.
It was 2008, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like
and those
people-
fools literally like played the system.
played the system,
They
bro.
played
Now,
the
I don't know. I don't remember like the main characters, like quote
Don't
unquote.
spoil it either too much, but just
But
all you know,
like
they played the
2 years before, like that's he called it, bro. That's insane. But obviously, my favorite movie of all time will always be The Lion King, and we're talking about the old one, not the new one.
system. Yeah,
Very true.
No,
I
no,
watched the new
like
one,
the new one. I like the new one, but like it's never gonna top the old one.
It doesn't hit the same.
It's that childhood like memory, just like oof. It was
Yeah,
phenomenal. So that's my favorite movie.
is the live action Mulan out yet?
Yeah, it's I think it's on Hulu, but I think I've watched it. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Sorry, I was thinking Aladdin.
Aladdin's on,
the one
on
with
Disney
Will
Plus.
Smith in it. I don't know why, but I don't know if the Mulan one's out yet.
I cried. I was with Victor actually. What movie were we watching? Do you remember? Was it a Marvel movie?
I feel like
Oh,
we were
was it
watching something
Hobbs
for
and
my
Shaw?
media class.
No, we watched a movie and we saw the trailer in theaters and I started
Oh,
crying.
we were watching the one where it was one camera angle. 1917.
Oh,
or something.
1917, yeah. And we saw
Yeah.
the trailer for Mulan.
Oh,
and
I watched
started crying.
1917. It's a good movie.
Great.
It's such a good movie.
But for the Mulan trailer, I cried when I saw it. I was with Victor and I just started crying. I was like, this is so good. I love Mulan. So,
Yeah, you're even just the commercial. Your like heart was like. it
Wait,
felt
music was
something.
playing and I was just like, the music is like one of the best for any Disney
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Can
Very
we back
powerful.
up? Can we back up? Wesley, you're telling us you cried at Mulan trailer, but not at Avatar season 2
Yes.
episode.
That was,
That's insane. That's crazy. I completely forgot about the discussion we had last night.
Because let's not talk about it too much for those that have not seen it. But yeah, season.
That's
2 episode
insane.
15.
How you?
That is
Oh
insane.
That
my
deep.
gosh, it got me tearing up, dog. You
It's
crazy.
that deep.
It is.
It's deep. You just did not have a connection with that character.
I do. I love that character. I'm not gonna name his name. I almost did. But I don't think that it was that sad because you already knew about it.
We did know about it, but like it's different when you find out about it. But then once you like understand the details about that information, that's even more sad.
And like how it impacted him, and like how he
Yeah.
regrets.
Like
how
you got to
he
think
regrets,
about like the whole entire like
Don't
yeah.
say anything
domino effect.
else.
of
Between
it.
this and the second question, people are gonna be so confused by this episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like people are gonna be like,
We switched up real quick.
Okay, well,
anyway, so
entertained, right?
Victor, how are you staying entertained?
Yeah. Well,
Totally.
I kind of mentioned it, but
We all kind of mentioned it, but
yeah, I'll work out. I'll hang out with my dogs.
Dogs.
Me and my family have been watching Hell's Kitchen, which is like extremely entertaining. Cause like when I like to eat,
Where's the
I
hot
love.
sauce?
I like watching something along with it, especially if it's food. Like I'll watch Good Mythical Morning because they do
Oh,
a lot of food episodes and it's like
Good mythical
hilarious.
morning.
Or I'll watch Skip and Shannon, shout out to them, because I love sports. But me and my family have been watching Hell's Kitchen. It's so funny, bro. He just
Is
is
that
like,
what's Gordon Ramsay?
yeah, he's going in on people like.
You also with your
personal
younger brother
things.
too?
Yeah, it gets bad. And Lance is kind of sister like, oh. Yeah. What else? I do?
Absolute donkey.
Yeah.
What are you?
Um,
I'm an idiot sandwich.
yeah. I'll like call a bunch of people, like from high school or like from college. What else do I do? Working is somewhat fun.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't have any like
You watched
console
all
or
YouTube.
yeah, exactly, or like Netflix or Hulu or
Mhm.
anything like that. So
Wait, I thought you didn't have Netflix or Hulu.
I don't.
Oh, he'd be pirating. Oh, I shouldn't say
Uh,
that. Oh,
Yeah.
Ah.
So
I think it's
YouTube though.
FBI is gonna be
I'll
knocking
watch
on
a
your
lot of
door.
YouTube.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So that's basically it. I'm not too technologically advanced. So a lot of things I do to keep myself entertained are usually physical things.
Have you gone biking during quarantine yet?
Yeah, a few times.
Not very often though.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I feel like since you're like a professional cyclist, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like you at least like spend like an hour and a half like every day just biking somewhere.
Yeah, it's dipped down a little bit, but I try to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been lifting more weights than going outside for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, because when you wake up, the weights are like right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also
Like your
true.
whole bench pressing set thing is just right there in your room.
Yeah. So it's
Sorry.
convenient.
Garage.
Okay, it's a room. It used to be.
Converted garage.
That's funny though. That's crazy.
Yep.
Book Lostetter. What are you doing to stay entertained? We're gonna like that one.
That was just that was a stretch.
Let me think.
That's what we say all the time with our friends at school. Book Lostetter.
That's his name. Book Donald Eleanor Lofstetter. That's
The
his
world
full name.
knows. The world now knows.
All right then. Okay. I would say at the beginning, it was like I said, it was a lot of video games, and then it slowly morphed into.
Do you play
Like-
Xbox or Switch more?
Honestly, it really depends on what game I'm into.
Wait,
at
you have the
moment.
Switch?
Yeah, I do.
I did not know that.
Like I transitioned from like Subnautica, which was on Xbox. I did it on
Yeah.
Xbox. Actually, I don't know if that is on Switch, but I played it on
I think it's on
Xbox.
Switch, but you play it on Xbox.
And then I noticed, because the problem is that the TV in my house is like right in the middle of the house,
Mhm.
and my parents work equally like at the same distance apart from it, so they hear the audio just as bad, like when they're on conference calls and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So the only time I really play, like at least on the TV, is like at night. And so I noticed with Subnautica, because I just get so into it and like the story and like all the things you can find, that
Mhm.
I would end up like blowing like 3 hours. It would be like 1 a.m. and I'd be like, oh, I said I was gonna get off at 11, and then yeah, that would just suck the next day. So then I switched to Switch and played Breath of the Wild, and then I started watching Community, and I
started watching that today as well. I actually do like it. That's
yes,
a suggestion.
it's such a good show.
I
Oh
love
my
Donald, dude. Donald. I was watching Atlanta as well. Like I was watching Atlanta last night, and then I was like, wait. I remember Luke like mentioning about Community and how Donald Glover was in it. I love how the main character is named Jeff. I really.
God.
Shouts out to Luke,
I vaguely remember Luke being in a call with us and saying, "Oh, Ricky's gonna like Community because the main character's name is Jeff." I think he said that. So like,
I don't know, but
I don't remember that, but I do
wait,
remember.
isn't also in Community? Isn't that where the Asian guy screams out "Ha, gay"?
Yeah.
That because
Yeah,
I remember
that's
I
what's
remember
from?
just like
Yeah.
I remember like seeing him, like the very first scene I saw him, it literally just clicked in my head. I was like, isn't this where like maybe this is where the scene is at? Where
Oh, I gotta watch it now.
That's
It's,
also
it's actually you'll actually enjoy it. Like it's a good it's good. I like it.
that's also where
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but that's also where the GIF of of Donald Glover walking into the apartment with the pizza boxes, and then the apartment's on fire. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but that's where that comes from.
I think I
I know it's
remember.
called
No,
GIF,
I remember
that's what I
the
know.
specific scene when Donald Glover is when getting picked on because he sneezes like a girl. And he says, "I'm a pound on you like a boy." Wait, hold on, that didn't come out right. I remember that. I remember that meme for like a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, this is where it's from as well." Like that's hilarious.
There's so many classic memes from that show. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
awesome.
good.
How many seasons are there?
6.
Oh, that's not bad.
But yeah, it Community got really bad, and I'm kind of glad it tampered. I still need to finish it, but I got to season 6, episode 9 after watching it for like 2 weeks, and it's 20 minutes to an episode.
Oh, okay.
Granted,
You saw my eyes
but-
pop away. I was like,
but still 6 seasons.
that's a lot of seasons.
And the first 2 seasons I know have 23 episodes, and I think the third season might too. So it was bad. But anyway, so now I'm on Avatar, and I still need to finish the last 4 episodes of Community. But yeah, that's what's been keeping me. And we played Minecraft for a bit as a
That's
group,
also true. We need to get
Oh,
back
I
on
forgot
that.
about
but
Yeah.
that was a very brief phase in our quarantine history.
That was for like the first like 2 weeks, then we just stopped.
Yeah, we all just stopped.
that. Bro, I literally wasted $27 for nothing.
You did not. You'll play it again.
Yeah, you'll play it again. You go
I'll
through
check on
phases
it.
with Minecraft.
You really do. How
We'll
about you,
see.
Wesley Snipes?
Halo is easy.
What's
Halo
Oh
is
God,
easy.
don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
what you entertained during quarantine?
So just like how we go through phases with Minecraft, I go through phases with my passions, I guess.
Mhm.
So, I did Minecraft for a while, and I got in a big video game phase right at the beginning of quarantine.
Mhm.
But right around the same time, or just after, I started writing a lot, and I actually moved from. I was working on 2 projects, kind of 3. One was a book about. It's just about a nuclear war and just kids trying to make their way to Oregon on foot. And so I finished the first draft of my other book about kids turning into super soldiers. And I wrote the first draft of that. And I was like, hey, this is fun. Started working on the sequel before I finished the second draft of the first one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, I'm kind of bored of this series. I want to move on to this other series that I've had in my head for a while. So I moved to that, wrote half of that book. Then I kind of was like, hey, if I'm going to get a book published, I need to focus on just one project, because otherwise I'm going to spread myself too thin. I'm not going to get anything published. So I went back and I'm working the second draft of that first book. And I've actually gotten a lot of good progress, and I rewrote the first chapter completely.
Mhm.
Changing actually what got them arrested in the first place, because they get arrested. I then what else did I do? I just added different stuff, added more emotion and stuff like that, because I write kind of emotionless. Because I did a lot of writing. We went to my cabin, and I actually worked on some songs that
We have to go to.
pretty
We
good.
have to go.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Like if you
Yeah.
guys are in my social bubble, then we'll all go like tomorrow.
We have to go.
Whoa, hold on. Back
If we
up.
don't,
Wow.
if we don't go, I will be pissed at you.
Okay, we'll go.
with a capital P.
You kidding me? A cabin in the woods?
Oh, it was
Not the
so
movie.
great.
That's an interesting movie.
But I worked on some songs, which were all really good, actually, by
Mm.
my standard, at least. And then I kind of was in an Avatar phase. Well, I'm in an Avatar phase.
Mhm.
But I just yesterday and the day before worked on another song that I feel like is coming together pretty well, which I actually showed to some of you guys. I accidentally showed to you guys, I think.
No, you showed
The
us.
song that you showed me yesterday?
Yeah, so I showed the more complete version to Victor, but you guys showed the like incomplete version.
Oh, okay.